okay, little guy. I still love you. It's just, I've met someone better. I hope you can understand. What's up, guys? My name is Alex with True Review 16, and for the past 3 years, my daily driver has been the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. And I've had a lot of ups and downs with this phone, but lately it's been coming across as kind of problematic. I've tried wiping the data and starting from scratch, but there was still so much lag when I tried to open a message thread, when I tried to type something on the internet, or when I opened up the camera to try to take a picture or record a video. I decided enough was enough and it was time for something new. So I've been looking at Apple for a while now, and I was actually really excited to hear what the iPhone X had to offer. I waited for the Apple keynote, and what I heard didn't actually excite me as much as I thought it would. I decided right now it's not worth getting the iPhone X, and I'll explain my reasoning in a separate video, but for now I picked up the iPhone 8 Plus in space gray with 256 gigs of memory, and I wanted to describe to you what my thoughts were when switching over from the Note 4 to the iPhone 8 Plus. Before I begin this video though, this isn't intended to be some Apple versus Android debate video. I won't be going over the operating systems or anything like that, and instead it'll just be my thoughts of going from one phone to the other. Now, calling this the iPhone 8 Plus is kind of misleading. It's really more of an iPhone 7s Plus, and that's because the changes from the 7 to the 8 are very incremental. Starting off with the physical features, both phone bodies are pretty similar in size. They measure around 6 by 3 by 0.3 inches, but one thing that really surprised me was just how much heavier the iPhone 8 was compared to the Note 4. The iPhone 8 Plus weighs 200 grams and the Note 4 weighs 175 grams. And while that's only a 25 gram difference, it shocked me how easy it was to feel that. It's probably due to the higher quality materials that the iPhone 8 is made out of. The iPhone 8 Plus is made out of glass and aluminum, while the Note 4 is made out of plastic and fake leather. One of the biggest differences you can probably tell from the front of the phones though is when it comes to display. The Note 4 has a 5.7-inch 4K Super AMOLED screen, while the iPhone has a 5.5-inch 1080p IPS LCD screen. This makes the Note screen bigger, higher resolution, and higher contrast. However, the iPhone has higher brightness. It goes up to 625 nits, while the Note 4 only goes up to 450 nits. To me, the small reduction in screen size was worth the increase in brightness that would lead to easier use on a sunny day or in bright lights. Moving on to the internals of each device, the Note 4 is obviously a bit dated. It's running on a Snapdragon 805 chip with a quad-core CPU, and in the 3 years since it was released, there's been a ton of improvements when it comes to CPUs and processors. The iPhone 8, on the other hand, is using the all-new A11 Bionic chipset, which comes in a hexa-core setup. It features 2 Monsoon cores dedicated to high-end performance such as 3D gaming or augmented reality, and then you have 4 Minstrel CPU cores that tackle all of your day-to-day tasks like texting and browsing the web. In order to test the performance of each device, I put them through a gauntlet where they had to open up intense games and a series of day-to-day tasks like Netflix and YouTube, and then I opened up those apps all over again using just the multitasking feature to see how well it retained them in memory. After that, I restarted the phone and then launched the apps all over again just to see how long it took after boot to load the apps up. What you can see though is that the iPhone 8 Plus did the task in around half as much time as the Galaxy Note 4, and that's all due to the higher end and newer processor and CPU inside. Since the Note 4 has a bigger and higher resolution screen, it packs a significantly larger battery than the iPhone. The Note 4 has a 3200 mAh battery, while the iPhone only has a 2700 mAh battery. Since the Note 4 battery is user replaceable, that makes it really convenient if you're ever away from an outlet and can't charge your device. But despite the smaller battery, the iPhone actually has a battery life that exceeds a day of use under decently heavy load. One thing that the iPhone has over the Note 4 in terms of battery though is the ability to wirelessly charge it using a Qi-enabled charging pad. This makes it a lot easier to just set it down and charge the phone rather than bringing a cable around the house and plugging it into various outlets. Now onto the fun stuff. One of the most important features to me in a phone is the camera and video quality. I use the phone a lot to take pictures and videos of places that I visit, of events that I go to, just to look back on them later and remember what it was like. So the iPhone has dual 12 megapixel cameras on the rear with one wide angle lens and one zoom lens. The aperture opens up to f1.8 and it has a quad LED flash to produce more natural colors. There's a new feature that's called portrait mode, which isolates the subject from the background and can enhance the blur or darken the background to produce some stunning photos. Surprisingly, this works on dogs too, which was unexpected but actually made for some fantastic images. Video quality on the iPhone 8 Plus is also incredibly crisp. It can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second with optical image stabilization for the wide-angle lens, and slow motion at 1080p 240 frames per second, which is an okay compromise between quality and speed.
Okay, so this is going to be a comparison between the iPhone 8 Plus and the Galaxy Note 4 cameras. Right now I'm in a forest and it's almost 6 o'clock, so maybe an hour or so it's going to be sunset. It's not as bright as it could be, but right now we're just looking at some motion. The iPhone 8 Plus can do 4K at 60 frames per second, while the Note 4 can do 4K at 30 frames per second, but without any optical image stabilization. So if we look up to where the brightness actually is, we can see that the iPhone at least is handling it pretty well. And now we're going to try a focus test. So right now we're focused far away, and now we're going to focus on the camera. We're focused far away, and now we're focused at the camera. So now what I'm going to try to do is an optical image stabilization test. So I'm going to just kind of jog a little bit so you can see how both phones are performing. And now I'm just going to walk back. So like I said, the iPhone does have optical image stabilization, while the Galaxy Note 4 does not activate it when recording in 4K.
When it comes to selfies, the iPhone had the Note 4 beat by a landslide. The iPhone has a 7 megapixel 1080p front camera, while the Note 4 only has a 3.7 megapixel 1440p camera.
So this is a test of the front-facing cameras on both the Galaxy Note 4 and the iPhone 8 Plus. The iPhone 8 Plus has a 7 megapixel 1080p camera, while the Galaxy Note 4 has a 3.7 megapixel 1440p camera. You can see right now I'm kind of backlit and it's still doing a good job, and you know, if I'm turning around, it's still recording everything perfectly fine.
When you want to watch back all the sweet videos you took on your new flagship phone, it's important to have a good set of speakers to listen from. The iPhone has stereo speakers on the bottom of the phone and under the front speaker grille, which produce a loud surround sound, if you could call it that. The Note 4 only has one speaker that's located on the back of the phone, and that makes it a lot quieter since the sound is actually going away from you. Those are actually most of the reasons why I decided to switch over from the Galaxy Note 4 to the iPhone 8 Plus. I mean, they're kind of similar phones design-wise, but I just felt like the iPhone 8 took the Galaxy Note 4 to a different level. It ticked all of the boxes, including better video, better speed, better processing, and it kind of improved just the day-to-day tasks that I was doing with the phone. Now, going forward, a bezel-less design like you'd find on the Galaxy S8 Plus or maybe on the iPhone X, that would be ideal, but I'm going to give it some time to refine those designs before I jump ship. Those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave a like and let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.